All right, hello, spring you back. The current bass rig is in a state of flux at the moment. I'm in another transition. So this is for Paul, man in a cave. So let's get on with it. All right, if I can do this without my camera dying, my phone dying. Right, up until very, very recently, this is half of my rig. Ashdown Mag Evo 3 500, a 15-inch speaker and a whatever inch, 1-inch tweeter, I think. This will run at 575 watts max if you add an extension speaker cab at 8 ohms, making the whole thing 4 ohms. I'm not sure what the power output is on its own without the extension, but all I can tell you is it's enough. This thing is stupidly loud and stupidly heavy. So anyway, the reason I was using this was because I like my clean bottom end to sound like the old Trace Elliot scooped sound. And bearing in mind Ashdown is basically Trace Elliot. Trace Elliot sold out, and now if you buy Trace Elliot stuff, I think it's sort of Chinese stuff. And then the important person or people from Trace Elliot formed Ashdown, and now Ashdown is your modern day Trace Elliot. I think, you can probably correct me on that, but that's how the story goes. But anyway, one of these will sound exactly like an old Trace Elliot combo. And it's even got a little button there, and if you leave the button out, I think it gives you that scoop. It's got all the bells and whistles, EQs, and it's got a valve in there so you can have more or less valve type sound, compression, sub-harmonics, all sorts of fancy stuff, active and passive switch, mute switch, DI out with a pre and post EQ. I've also got, which I never ever use, this pedal, which is also weighs a ton, and it's just for turning on and off various bits of the amp. But to be honest, I've never used it. It's just sat on the pedal board. So that was the bottom end. And then why this is transitioning is because I don't use this anymore. I did have a Laney Guitar Amp 30 watt combo with built-in overdrive and reverb for my crunchy guitar sounding top end with no bass in. But that is now up at Sam's music room. Don't know what's wrong with the autofocus on this. It's obviously not autofocusing. So anyway, up until very recently, it was that and a Laney 30 watt guitar amp. Instead of, I used to have the two 15-inch speakers, the two 2x10-inch speakers with a horn, I think I had a Harmonix 200 watt head or 180 watt head, can't remember, and a PV 100 watt valve state guitar amplifier. So I had a huge stack, and this was the let's slim it down a bit. Well, now I can't even lift that up, can't even carry that anymore, and I don't play live, so it's been relegated to probably to the for sale section of somewhere. So instead, what we're doing, I won't bother showing you all the guitars, you've seen all of them. I think there's 5 at the moment. There's the acoustic, the Squier short scale, Jaguar. In there is my fretless one that I converted, built. At Sam's, the short scale headless one that's being built. And there's also a long scale headless fretless, which I will probably make into something else in time. Right, messed up the phone camera again. So that bunch of gear I'm not using anymore. For home use, I'm running through my Bang & Olufsen hi-fi, using the left and right channels, left for clean bass and right for dirty bass. And I'm coming straight out of my pedal board, going straight into the auxiliary on my hi-fi. And if we ever get back to playing live again, we've got a PA system. In fact, I've got a PA system which is in Sam's loft, and I'll just run it through the PA with the vocals and the drums, and then we've got 2 decent monitors, so we'll just go all modern and just run my pedal board straight into the PA. Well, I thought I'd filmed the pedal board, but it appears I didn't. I've taken out the big switch that goes with the amp there. So tuner, this is the gnarly bass Big Muff Pi, which I'm using really as a splitter. It's got a dry signal out which I send to the clean bass tone, and the effect out which I'm sending through the rest of the pedals. And luckily both of these work clean or dirty, so clean channel, dirty channel. If this is off, you'll get the clean and the clean. If it's on, you'll get the clean and the dirty. The Orange Burst Overdrive, that's a cheap one off Amazon, but I like it. It's just a different type of overdrive. Phaser, that's a phaser. Chorus and delay, and then out of the delay goes into either the right side of the hi-fi or the guitar amp of the stack. So left side bass amp, right side or guitar amp. Yeah, so I'll have to try and insert this somehow into the edit. Alright, well, I won't go through all the guitars, there's 5 at the moment, I think. So guitar into pedal board, into an elaborate mess of cabling, because the guy I normally get to make my cables is not making cables at the moment due to the current calamities in the world. Excuse the bad touching up paint. Anyway, that's another story. Matte and vinyl don't go, even though it's exactly the same colour. So, yeah, sorry, guitar, pedal board, strange bunch of wires. The reason it's going into the telly is because, well, it's not going into the telly, it's going behind the TV, because my TV I plug in to my hi-fi through the auxiliary, and it goes through the chimney stack and down here. So into that cable, through the chimney breasts, into my hi-fi, and then all the way back to the 4 speakers, 2 up there and 2 down there. Luckily, because it's what it is, these speakers have amplifiers in them for each speaker cone has its own amplifier in each of the speakers. Right, pedal board. Tuner. Don't know why it's saying C sharp. Ignore that, I'm not using it at all. Okay, originally I was using this Electro Harmonix Big Muff as my gravel sound, but I'm actually using it as a splitter at the moment. It's got a clean direct out, or dry output, so that's going to one side. From there, dry signal, which is just the bass, straight out of there, straight into the hi-fi. And then the second output, which is the effect. So if I put gravel on this, grit, crunch, or not, either way it still splits the signal whether this is on or off. It's then going up into a second overdrive, which is just the right hand channel, just the top end, just for a different sound. And then just for effects, I've got a phaser, a chorus for when I'm using the fretless, and occasionally for when I'm using crunch, and a delay pedal just for fun, messing about with. And there's a cheapo power pack which seems to work fine. So I'm going to put you on there facing me, and I'll let you hear some of the sounds, but I'm not good enough at editing to do the split camera, so you'll be able to, I'll tell you which ones I'm using. Well, camera's doing strange things. So tuner, you can't hear obviously because the tuner mutes the signal. Should have tuned it before I hit record. Okay, we're tuned. So that's just your clean signal. Everything else in the house is rattling. So yeah, just clean signal. Bit of interference on the chorus pedal for some reason. So clean with the distortion of the big muff. Sounds really nasty, so I don't really use the big muff that much because it's a bit too fuzz. But the good thing is it lets through the clean bass tone and the distorted tone on the way I've got it on either side of the system. You can run all of these just in mono, so the whole signal, so you get your dirty tone and your clean tone all together in one big mush, but I like to have them separated side to side. So the clean tone with the orange burst overdrive is a cleaner, dirty sound, if you know what I mean. That's just adding a bit of gravel. Sometimes I use the phaser with the overdrive. If I can turn it on. Chorus, you probably chorus I tend to use just with the clean tone on the fretless bass. Delay. That was Pink Floyd Out of Tune. And sometimes if you use a bit of crunch with the delay, have we got? This will probably feed back if I put on the big muff and the orange burst. Yeah, too much. So let's have orange burst, phaser, chorus. No, there's too much going on there. Forgotten how to play my own song. I normally have reverb when I'm doing slap. I normally have the reverb from the guitar amp on it, but I wonder if the delay would work. See, now I'm experimenting. Yeah, I've forgotten how to play all my songs, basically, which is fun. Delay. Phase. Probably a bit too much phaser on that. Try delay and overdrive. Different overdrive. Oh, very Muse. Anyway, so that's the rig. I really should learn or even practice before I do videos of me playing bass, but never mind. I might just grab the fretless and put it through with the chorus on for a nice clean chorusy fretless sound and see how badly I can play that one. Okay, you could have reminded me that this was an XLR, not a jack lead. I wonder who put that in there, what idiot. So yeah, this is just the clean bass. And then a bit of chorus. Something is really properly rattling over there, but that's to be expected when you've got bass noises going on. Very subtle amount of chorus on. In fact, I haven't got chorus on at all. I've got delay on. Let's try chorus. it's jazz and I'm not hitting the wrong notes. Terrible. I need to learn some stuff. Don't really try playing any of my stuff on fretless, my own songs. Can we do slap? Surprising how off-putting it is not having any frets. Anyway, that's enough of that tomfoolery. And just in case you were panicking, this radiator is never on. Not while there's any gear in here. While the radiators were on in the winter, all the gear was packed up nice and cozy in the garage. I've got aluminium bubble wrap, like heat resistant bubble wrap as well, up the back and over the top. So it's safe. Okay, so that's it. Wonky. I thought I'd filmed the pedal board in the appropriate place, but I've stuck it at the end just behind this. So anyway, Paul, man in the cave. That's the current bass strange situation amplification. Peace and love. I've been Sprungy. See you later.